Okay, this is just another quick overview of a quick game to play. It's the game of Senator. It's a fancy flight game from the 2000s. I'm playing with 4 players. You can play with 5. These are cards from the Solo system, which is a print-to-play system for like giving solo characters to play against. So these ones here just represent. This is me. This is the other players. We've got guys characteristically a builder, an opportunist, and a scholar, and that's just going to help me occasionally make some decisions for them. But the game Senator itself, what it is, we have 3 turns. Each turn, we have, because we've got 4 players, we have 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 agendas that come from the forum. This is the forum here. And there's 30 potential agendas in, I think, 6 different groups. And so they're going to go, I put them on the side here, and we'll be bidding for them. And I'll explain what I'm basically going to do is just going to play a game to let you see how it plays, how quickly it plays, etc. and what sort of play through is like. So I'll sort of explain things more as we go along. So turns out we've only got 4 types of agendas to bid for here, but we also have what's called consuls, and there's a potential veto. Then also we have 6 event cards, so there's 3 turns, and you'll be turning over one of these cards each turn, so 3 out of the 6 per game, and it gives you some parameters for each turn, so each turn will be slightly different from the last, and each game be different from the last. Okay, so I'm ready to start, and I started them last time. I'm going to start with the opportunist this time, and we have Incursio Barbara, so that's the barbarians. Immediately move all imperial agendas from the docket. This is called the docket, where the agendas come out of the forum into the docket, and that's what we're going to be bidding on. It's essentially a bidding game. So I would remove all the imperial agendas. There aren't actually any there. Imperial agendas are great because what happens is when you get an agenda, you stick it in front of your scroll, and then if you get another agenda, it might be incompatible. Then you lose both those agendas. So sometimes when you win an agenda, you give them to someone else. Instead of keeping it yourself, you give it to someone else, and it makes them lose an agenda. The winner is the person who gets the most agendas at the end, and there's some tiebreakers in that. Imperial agendas, on the other hand, they go straight behind your scroll, and then they're called completed. So in front they're claimed, behind they're completed, and they cannot be interfered with, so they're safe. So let's get straight into it. So the opportunist will start. He will choose an agenda. I just have my handy reminder rule sheet here, because they have. When you win an agenda, each agenda has a special power, except the imperial ones. Essentially, their special power is that they're automatically safe. So let's see. We've got taxes. If you win that, you can take the veto token. That will protect you against someone trying to trash one of your agendas with one they just won. We have rebellion. You can put an agenda back in the docket. We have public works. You can gain one of your cards back that you've played, and then we've got war. You can cause people to discard. This is a great one. Now essentially we've each got 7 cards. We've got 1 5, 3 2s, 2 1s, and an assassin. So you bid with these, and if you bid the assassin, then the agenda's trashed, and everyone's cards that were in there are trashed as well. So we're going for war. So in the last game, we had a Napoleon character here, and he was aggressive, and I just played, to remind myself the rules and so forth. And he got one of these, and he trashed everyone else's assassins cards quite early, and it was an interesting game. It ended up being everyone had 3 agendas, and so. One fellow, I can't remember which now, won on a tiebreak. But anyway, this is this game. So he could just put the agenda there and not be in the bidding, but why do that at the beginning? It's all up for grabs now. So unless you want to stand back, It's going to focus on cheapness. So here's your opportunity. So he's not actually. He's just going to throw that in and watch the others fight amongst themselves. So no, I don't think he'll go for that. What's something people are less likely? They'll go for taxes. Rebellion. He wants the others to flush some of their cards out. So he's not doing anything. Me, I'm blue here. I'm going to go for that one. And then this fellow, he's a scholar. He will focus on advancing on one or two specific tracks. Now that would be good. Okay, I'll take him. No, so he's not going to be that interested. So this guy, he's going to focus on a specific part of the board. Which part of the board is that going to be? Sorry, this is me just deciding he's going to go for that. So he's not up for that. And he's out because, as I understand it, once you've passed, that's it. You're not in it anymore. I'm sure that's correct. So I've won that for one. Woohoo! So then I get to choose the next agenda, and I can, instead of choosing agenda, choose a console, and then this will protect. It will send my agendas behind and make them safe. Did I just say that? Anyway, I'm going to choose. Now I don't want either of these two agendas that are up because they will conflict with this. So if I win one of these, then I will lose them both. So that restricts my options. It means either I go for another of the same or for a taxes one. And what was my special power? My special power for winning that rebellion is I can choose another agenda and return it. Or I could choose a console down. So yeah, I'm going to send this public works away so it's not a danger to me. So that goes back into the form. And choosing up for bidding, I'm going to choose more of the same. And I'm going to bid one it again just to make sure the others get in on the action. So this guy is still not interested. He's hanging in for those. This fellow's hanging in for that. This fellow's the opportunist. He's going to have a go. He sees an opportunity. So he goes for 2. So I have to beat that. I cannot equal it. So I could go for 2. I could back it up to 5, or I could add 2 2s, for example, or I could assassin, which would be pointless at this point. I actually do kind of want this, so I'll go for another 2. He's like, okay, yes, it's not a bad opportunity. It's only us two. So I'm going for 4. Now I have to decide: am I still in the running? Because it's going to put me out of much else. It's him and me, and then the chances are he will assassinate it. So I'm out. I let him win that. So we lose those cards. And then he chooses the next one. Now he's the opportunist. He's not really sure which, so I flip a card to decide which one he's going for. He's going for one of these taxes. I'm not playing it too seriously. If he wins this, or whoever wins this, they can get the veto to protect a clash. He can win that with no clash, so can I, and so can be. So everyone could be in. He's going to go in with 1. I'm going to stand out because I feel the others could go and I wouldn't have a chance. This guy wants this. Unbeknownst to him, this guy also wants it. So this guy's going to go in with 4. He's like, okay guys, I'm out. I didn't realise you were all going to be in. This fellow's like, yes, that's one of my tracks. It doesn't have to be. I'll let you take it. Doesn't have to be the be all and end all. So he gets that one and uses the power. He takes the veto token, which is quite handy this early, and then he select the next thing, which could be war. At no point in or veto. If he takes the veto and someone else wins it, they get. If he takes the taxes, someone else will get the veto token. So he's actually interested in the war to throw one of those taxes that destroy one of those. Oh yeah, no, okay, he's going for that. Okay, so he's going in with one. Opportunist thinks, I'm going to hold back a bit. I'm going to go, I'm holding back. This fellow's like, yes, I'm in both these things. I didn't get the other, so I want this. But I'm going to pretend it's not that a big deal. This guy is like, I'm really building on the others. Why did I pick this? I'm not going to draw any more cards out. And so that fellow has won it. And then he chooses to trash taxes with the power, and then he chooses another war. Goes in. This fellow's like, oh, if I don't win this, he's going to trash the other taxes, so I'd better go in. Or I could just assassinate it at this point and don't waste another card. He's going to do that. He assassinates it. It's a bit early to do that. So he's lost the cards. His assassin's gone, and that's trashed. But he gets the next one, and he's going. I'm going to go in for this, and I'm not bidding on it. This guy's going, okay, I need to bid on something this turn. Something else. Everybody's got one, and there's 2 agendas up till we finish the turn. Although we could vote on the consoles too. So I'm going to stick my ore in, and I'll bid 4. This guy could go to 5, but then either of us could assassinate it. So he is assassinating it himself. So that's out, and then he gets to put in the last one. And I'll just check if when we finish. Yeah, so we could still carry on bidding for the consoles if we have votes. So this is up. Now this doesn't conflict with anyone, so everyone could be in for this. So he's in with 1. He has to do 1. He can't do 1, so he has to do 5 or assassinate. He's going to 5. So I can't beat 5. I could assassinate it. He has an assassin left. So he would assassinate mine. So I'm staying out of it. And this guy's saying, you know what? If I go in, green will assassinate it. But then green will take it. So I think I have to go in. And this guy's going, okay, so I would have to throw all my Remainder in. No. And so it's up to this guy. Do I assassinate it or do I let him win? There's no question. Assassinate. Okay, so that's trashed. And then so green, gets to choose what's next, and it's a console. So this will be protection. Whoever gets it will protect their gains. So obviously he's not got much chance with that. And I think if I go 5, I'm the only one with assassin left. He can beat me, but if I assassinate that, he can still beat me. So I have to go 5. He's out. He beats me, then I assassinate it. Or I let him have it. I'm going to assassinate it. Okay. And then that last one, he's still got something, so he gets that for 2. Protects it, that's protected. These are all not. So that's the end of the first turn. So we reset. Everybody gets all their cards back, and we refill the docket. sometimes you might have used up all your cards and still have some agendas here. We're refilling back to the full 9. The consoles are both available again. Veto's remaining there, and we get a new event, which is Hannibal is happening. So Hannibal means, while Hannibal is in play, all players discard their previously played influence cards at the end of each debate, not just the winner of the debate. Oh. I have been playing it wrong. I've been playing it as though Hannibal was in it all the time. I missed that. Okay, so that round was actually Hannibal. This round is Incursio Barbara. Let's see. Because that wasn't in effect last time. So I did show you correct play, but that was a play with Hannibal in effect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And because the Barbarian Incursion, Incursio Barbara, the Imperial, does not get seen by use. And we've got similar docket there. And who won last? He won the last, didn't he? So he gets he won the last debate, so he gets to choose what we start with. There's lots of war. Let's go all out on the war to start with. So you can see it's quite subtle, this game. What do you choose depending on the character of your players? And at the beginning it's difficult because on a turn, because there's everything to play for. Everyone's got everything in. So, and you know, do you? So he's going to the mid game. He poses any games. Okay, so that doesn't really help. He's going to go. Okay. There's 3 of these in the docket, so they're very powerful. Being able to destroy another agenda. The opportunist is out, I think, because he's like, well, look, there's too many people. There's not much opportunity when there's too many people. And his mid game. Okay. My mid game is. I'm going to let this one go. So this fellow ups the ante. This fellow's putting it right up. Is he going to play as assassin yet? I'm going to say no, for no particular reason. And so he's won that, and he destroys another war agenda. So now there's only one. Okay, and he chooses the next agenda, which is going to be war. He's going in. The opportunist is saying last opportunity of getting a war dwindling. I'm staying out because I know what I'm going to do with him. This fellow is like, look, I quite want the war, but is it worth 3? I don't think so, because I think someone's in yes. So he's out, so he assassinates it. He's drawn out 1 card for one of his, 2 of his, that probably wasn't the best tactic. That is gone, and he gets to choose the next agenda. Now, he doesn't want trade, because that conflicts with both of the agendas he's won. He doesn't want public works, because that does too. But taxes is okay, so he puts taxes up. No, he's going to put up trade, and he's staying out of it. So the opportunist dives in. I need to get something that doesn't conflict with me, so I dive in. This fellow, so only 1 assassin card's been played so far by yellow. So they could all come out. We've still got he's staying out. Of course, you could have 5 players, so that would create a different balance, wouldn't it? Or 3. But 5 would be interesting. So this guy cautiously adds another. Because either of us could have thrown an assassin. I cautiously add another. And then this guy, I think, is unlikely. To assassinate, because he could go for the others. But I'm going to draw a card to see if he does. Unsure. Yes, he does. So he throws in his assassin at that point to frustrate me. And that one is destroyed. And he brings out Public Works, because he's not going to engage. So he wants the others to use up some of their cards. I'm not going to play a game because it's a conflict with my agenda there. This guy hasn't... Oh, he's got one agenda, but it was that from last turn, wasn't it? He needs something. So he's joining in with 1. Opens the bidding. This fellow doesn't have much. He's only up against him. But he's out. No, he's in. But no, why is he in? It conflicts. He doesn't want that. So this fellow gets it for 1. Woohoo! And so he doesn't have a choice, except he could get bid for a console. No, he's going to go for taxes. Oh, what's the special ability of Public Works? If you win that, you can return one of these except for your assassin. So he gets a card back. That is a bargain. And so he's going to vote. He's going in on that for 2. So there's essentially 5 things left to vote for. Only 2 are winning agendas. The other 2 are protections, the consoles. This guy's... I'm out. Although he does want one of these. There's 3 of them. This guy's like, okay, there's 2 assassin cards. But I need to get in. They're not in. I'm like, okay, it's you and me with the assassins. I gotta draw it out. I do 3. If he does 4 or 5, I assassinate. Or he lets me have it. He doesn't actually want it. He would give it to me, so he's out. It would conflict with him. He was just drawing hands out, I guess. So I got it. And with taxes, I can take the veto token. Great. So I can veto a conflict. When I choose the next, I'm going to choose... I'm going to choose one of these. Taxes and I'm in on it. Is he in on it? No, because it conflicts. This guy's like, this is my only chance. So he's doing a 2. This fellow, the opportunist, wants it 2, but there is another one. He wants to see if an assassin comes out. I'm going all in. He's out. He's out. He's played his assassin, and he can't actually beat me. So, so he gets to keep that. Oh shoot! Am I playing that right? Have I? Shoot. Because I played it wrong. My first game just now. Okay, I get that. Okay, the last turn I should do well. Anyway, I put this up. And assassinate it. I'm out. So I put this up next. This guy's in. This guy's... Is he in or not? No, he's not in. He's waiting for the end. This guy's like, oh, come on then. And this guy, will he assassinate it or will he go for it? He's going for it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. And he can beat it. So he gets to keep that. He loses those. He's got his protection. And there, that's the last consul is up. He brings it up and assassinates it. Bang. That is the end of the second turn. So everyone gets their cards back. And now this final turn has the 2 consuls are available again. And we have the event Spartacus. So there's some kind of rebellion going on. While Spartacus is in play, the first time players play influence cards, that's these, during a debate, they must play at least 2. Even if playing an assassin card. Oh, so it's quite expensive. This one will go a bit quicker. So who is it who won? He won the last. So he will choose what comes out. And we get 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 2 war, 2 trade, 1 taxes, 2 public works, an imperial, and a rebellion. Okay, well what's he going to bring out? He's going to bring out the war. It's always a contentious start. And 2 cards, so these are going to go quick. There's only 2 war. He's not playing, so he's not in the debate. Now I'm ostensibly winning, and this fellow's losing. And I got a veto, but someone could take the veto from me with the taxes, so I kind of want to win it. This guy wants it, he's got one already, so it's not in conflict. So he's going to go in cautiously with his 2 1s. This fellow, the opportunist, says no, this is not my opportunity. This would conflict with that, so I don't really want it, but I could use the power and give it to someone else with whom it would conflict, like him. So I'm going to go in on 3. That's you and me, bud. So when you play the assassin, you have to play 2 cards, so it's less likely to assassinate because you're losing more. He's going all in just to make things long. So I either have to assassinate and then I've lost 4 cards, or I go all in too. I go all in. 5, 8, 10. He's got 9. He's played all of his cards. Crazy. No, he's out. He's like, okay, I get to keep that. I spent all of that, but I got that. I don't actually want it as so much as I'm going to give it to him. Conflicts, so he's going to pretty much think out of the game. And I use its power to destroy the other war. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I choose the next thing up for grabs. And that is going to be the console, because that's what I'm most interested in. I'm going 3 on that. Is anyone else in? He hasn't got anything to protect, so he's only in. No one else is in. He's going to go in with 4, I could assassinate that and then I'm out, so it's pointless, I think. So I get to keep those. He gets that, protects them. And then he chooses the next thing. And he wants the others to fight over. He wants public works because that's bad for me. He's out. The opportunist is in when others are out, I'm thinking. So he's going for a 3. I've only got a 3 or an assassin, so I'd have to assassinate. I'm not doing it. This fellow is kind of like, yeah, with public works, I can get the influence card back, which he hasn't got. He's not really interested. But 3 is quite cheap, so he's going for 4. This guy's going. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's like, okay, you can have it for 7. So he gets the public works and he gets one of his cards back. And he chooses the next thing, which is another public works. And he's immediately going in on 3. I'm going in. I have nothing, I can't. This fellow would have to go in on 6 or assassinate. No. And this fellow's like, well, can I beat this fellow? I think I can because he's got a 5 on an assassin, so I know because I've been card counting. So if I do 6, it's pretty much going to be mine, unless he throws away his cards. He's like, no, I'm not throwing away my cards, you can have it. So he's got that, and then he gains the 5 back, so that was a nice play. And then he's going to go for trade. This is trade interest. You win that and you claw another in. So he's definitely going in for that. He's going on 7 because then the only other 2 cards he has is 1 and assassinate. He has to play 2. So he's diving in with 7, so pretty much flagging his intentions. This guy could go in with 8 because he could play more than 2 cards, but then he couldn't assassinate because he'd need 2 cards. So he has to do 8 or nothing. So he's going with 8. I could assassinate and still saving it. This guy could go with 9. Oh, I didn't draw those back from before. He's going in with 9. This guy's like, if you assassinate, they do discard their cards, isn't that right? Yes. He's like, doesn't really help him. So he's like, no. I'm out. He can't assassinate, so this guy's won it for 9. Okay. So he chooses another thing. He's going to choose the Imperium, which goes straight into the safe zone. So this fellow's winning at the moment. And then the next one up on the docket he's going to choose is that, and he assassinates it straight away so no one else can steal 2 at once. And then he chooses the next thing. Which is this. This is interesting because if you win the rebellion, this last agenda on the docket will go back to form, so this will be the last one. So he wants everyone to scrabble over that while he wins the game. So this fellow's doing his only possibility, which leaves this guy out in the cold. He either assassinates, he's only got one, he's in a bit of a king-making position. If he assassinates it, he has 7 left, which might be a winner. So he's assassinating it. So they lose those, that goes. And he brings out, he can bring out taxes or this. Taxes, you can place the veto. This he gets protection. Taxes is against what he has. So he would get the taxes and play it against him. He's in the king-making position between me and this fellow. And this fellow, because it's 3, 3 and 3. He's got the most completed rather than just claimed, so he would actually win. Oh, what's the other tiebreaker before that? The player with the most imperial wins the tiebreak first, so he would be the winner in 2 case that one he's going to win. This is up 7. I can assassinate it. He wins. He can't win it. He can assassinate it. There's still that. That doesn't have any effect now. So if he wins, I'm not going to assassinate it, so I'm out. He can't affect it, he can assassinate it. And he's not going to assassinate it, so he wins it. He awards it to himself, it doesn't help. He awards it to him, he's out. It doesn't affect anything if it can help him even more. If he awards it to me, I will win. No, 4, he still wins, so there's nothing that can help. And the game has gone. I've got, let's say he gives it to me. It doesn't conflict with anything, so I don't need my veto, I get to keep it. And then I've got 4 agendas, he's got 3, he's got 1, and he's got 4. But he's got 1 Imperial, I have none, so he wins because of the Imperial. If he didn't have the Imperial, if that was something else, he would still win because they're completed and safe. So it wasn't actually a king-making position because he was just the clear winner anyway. And that is how you play Senator. I think it's a really good game. I didn't quite play it correctly to start with, but I was actually playing it correctly if we consider the Hannibal card was out. I just forgot a couple of times to return people's votes to their hands in that second turn when the Barbarian Incursion was out. But no matter, that is the basic gist of the game. I believe that has given you a clear idea of it. And that is it for me and Senator.